Welcome to Raider Talks. I am your host, Art Navarrete, here alongside Nick Ibarra. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button down below for Raider content all season long. In today's episode, we're each going to do one last rant about last game against the Titans, about being 0-3. And then we're going to move on and see what happens. Got the Broncos, got the Chiefs, then we got the bye week. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about the AFC West and how this is a possibility to, climb up this AFC West rankings really quickly.
Yeah.
Take advantage of some losses this week from the Chargers and the Chiefs, and the Broncos only being a decent team that has lost one already.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off with a rant. My rant, you guys got to win. The Raiders have to win this Sunday. You're at home. You're in Allegiant Stadium. AFC West opponent. Get that first win. You're feeling pretty good. You're right there in the mix if you get a win. You got to do it for Raider Nation. You got to do it for the people who are sticking up for you. People like Rich Eisen. Yeah. Some of those NFL Network guys that are the little amount of people that are sticking up for the Raiders. Us. Do it for the Raider pages. Raider Nation especially. Do it for yourselves. Josh McDaniels. Do it for Mark Davis. Everyone does not like to pick you because of what's happening. That's why they don't support us. That's why they don't pick us in games to win all the time, because of what's happening. How we Raider games. Let's forget all that. We're 0-3. Let's climb from the bottom up, and let's start turning this thing around right now, this instant, against the Broncos, and then play the Chiefs. Possibly get a win. Chiefs possibly might lose against the Buccaneers. Yeah. And that sets the Raiders up to be in the second place spot in about 2 weeks, heading into the bye, feeling good. So Raiders, get a win and do it for all the people that are counting on you guys.
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, with what happened today with the Chiefs, the Chargers, and then, Broncos winning, we play the Broncos next week. I mean, everything is still there for us. It's weird saying that, knowing we're the worst team in the NFL right now, record-wise. We got the number 1 overall pick right now, and it sucks. We're not playing well. Nothing is going our way. We talked about it. Our differential is only 13. We don't suck, but we're not playing well, and we're shooting ourselves in the foot. If we get a big play, we're automatically looking around for a flag on TV or at the games, and it sucks. It sucks to be in an 0-3 spot, because last year we were in a 3-0 spot, looking good, feeling good about our season, and here we are 0-3. Some people are talking about our season is over. Some people, are still being a little bit optimistic. We've got to survive these next two weeks, and these next 2 games are big, with teams like Chargers and Chiefs losing today. You got to go beat the Broncos. You got to go have at least a good showing against the Chiefs. You win those 2, you're right back in the middle of it. And it's weird saying that after playing how you did these last 3 weeks. But these are 2 division games. You don't want to get your ass kicked in the division. We did the first week, and now these next 2 are really big ones, and then we can go into the bye and regroup. I'm glad the bye is week 6. Because no matter what we do, we can come out of it regrouped, refreshed. But I just think you need to start playing well, and you need to start playing well right now. You need to play 4 good quarters, something that we are not doing. We are playing 2 excellent quarters at a time, and it sucks. It really sucks, because football is a game of 4 quarters. We're only playing halfway, and then we half-ass it the rest, or to begin with, or to end it, and it just sucks. We're sitting here 0-3. We put ourselves in a hole. Now, are we going to get ourselves out of it, or is this season really over with? Are we going to look forward to the rest of the season, or are we going to look forward to the draft because we're going to pick top 5, top 10? It sucks, because on paper, we're a really good football team. This roster has so much more to offer than what our record says, but we are what our record says. We're a losing football team. We are the worst team in football. It's time to go change that, and it starts this week at practice and everything, and with this week against the Broncos.
Yeah, Raiders Broncos this week. Now let's talk a little bit about the reality of the AFC West. And you kind of hit on it a little bit. But the reality is we're within 2 games of this division. We are. I mean, we play the Broncos. We control that. We play the Chiefs. We control that a little bit. And we're right up in the mix. Obviously, we lost to the Chargers already, but we still play them.
And we play them twice.
Yeah.
We play the Chiefs and Broncos twice.
Yeah. And we're 0-3, but being 0-3 usually, I mean, I know it's very early, but you technically control your own destiny.
Yeah.
Because of the AFC West opponents we play left. So the Raiders control their own destiny. And let's just take it game at a time. And it starts with the Broncos. If you beat the Broncos, you're really in this thing. And we're here to stay.
Yeah.
If you lose, you're out of it. You're done. You're pretty much on the mat.
Yeah. You really got to win this one to get your first win out of the season, to get a division win, and to just really put yourself right in the middle of things. You know, we look at next week, just at next week alone, Chiefs have a very hard game against Tom Brady and the Bucs.
Yep.
You know, I know Chargers play Houston, but just like today, they got their butts whipped against Jags. And we don't know how Herbert's going to look or how he's feeling or what that injury is doing. So, you know, you go beat the second place Broncos. I know it's kind of weird talking about places and stuff, but you go beat them. You know, they dropped to 2-2. We dropped to 1-3. You know, Chiefs dropped to, let's say, 2-2. Well, then that game against the Chiefs is to put yourself right in the middle of this race again.
Before that bye.
Before the bye, you know, and then we come out of the bye, and I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves because we thought that Arizona was a winnable game. We thought today's game or Tennessee's game was a winnable game, but we lost them. So no game is easy. No game is, you know, very, very winnable. You know, it's hard to win in this league, but we got some opponents to where, you know, it tightened. I mean, it loosens up a little bit. We can go on a run, and you know, we hopefully it starts right now. You know, you go on a 2-game run, you regroup, you reset, you have a week off. You know, you have a week to work on things to, you know, see what's going on, and then you come out of that and, you know, go put a run together. This is what we need. We need to put a run together. You know, we talked about it even with your dad. You know, last year we started 3-0, ended 4-0, but in the middle, only, you know, won 3 games. You know, but it was just that the hot start that we got off to, and the hot ending that we finished off with. And you know, we just need to put a couple of these games together and really prove to ourselves and prove to everybody that this roster is for reals and that we are here for reals. You know, but like I said, I know this record doesn't really prove that right now.
Yeah, it's time to buckle up for the Raiders. They're 0-3, but it's very doable. It's not undoable. You are lucky that some teams lost, and you're lucky to be in a spot where even though you're 0-3, you still got a chance to be in the mix early in the season and not have to play catch-up. Like that much catch up.
Yeah.
You only have a little bit of catch up to play, and we need to win football games anyways. So let's start winning. We have the Broncos. The Bronco defense looks pretty good. Their offense does not look that good.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. But man, these 2 games are huge. You know, you have to win one. You have to win one. You have to. But if you win 2, you're looking very good going into that bye. The fans are feeling good.
Yeah.
After an 0-3 start, we're 2-3. We're right in the mix of this division within 1 game of everybody or whoever's in front of us.
Yeah.
And we're feeling good. We got the schedule loosens up, like you said. Very, very winnable games.
Yeah.
I mean, very winnable. Like you said, it's the National Football League, hard to win, but schedule loosens up a little bit. So you go on this 2-game little stretch, get a couple wins, you're feeling amazing.
Yeah.
You get 1 win, you're feeling okay, but you know you got that little stretch of games you can win. So the Raiders just need to buckle up. At least get the very, very least get 1 win, but you get 2 wins, I think everyone's feeling really great.
Yeah, you have to go get one of these divisional wins. You know,
and we can do it.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not, you know, because I think we can win both of these games, but I'm saying a very, very doable one is this one at home against the Broncos.
Yes,
because you know you go into a hostile environment on a Monday night, on national television against the Chiefs. We'll get into that one next week when that happens, but you know, this one's very doable. Go get a division win. Put a win on your win column, and then, you know, the season moves forward. But we're sitting here talking about AFC West. We can also talk about the whole AFC, how there's a lot of 1 and 2 teams.
2-1 teams at the most. I mean, Dolphins are the only undefeated team in the AFC, and the Raiders are, obviously 3 games back from those guys. But
there's a lot
in
of
this thing.
Yeah, and I think we're a couple of wins away. Let's just say, and you always talk about your division and then wild card in that order. We're going to focus on division. If that doesn't happen, then we see wild card. But I think it's important just to look at the teams around you in this league, in your conference. And there's a lot of 1 and 2 teams. There's a lot of 2 and 1 teams with some hard games coming up. And, a couple wins put you right back in the mix just for a playoff spot alone.
And despite us being, 0-3, being bad, but being good at times.
Yeah.
You watch all the games around the league, and there's no one that is way, way better than us.
No.
Watching from the league, there's no one way better than us. Bills lost one today. Mm-hmm. Chiefs lost one. Some of the better teams losing games to lesser opponents.
Yeah.
And, the Raiders are right in this thing. We're 0-3, like we said. That sucks. It does suck, but we're right in the mix. We've shown flashes of being good. Let's put together 4 quarters, and I think we're a pretty good football team. Mm-hmm. If we haven't shown flashes of being good, then I wouldn't be talking about us going 2-0.
This would be scary.
I wouldn't be talking about us going 2-0 in this little stretch. We're talking about the first round pick. We're talking about the first pick of the draft if we look so bad. But we've shown flashes of being good. We've played 2 full quarters of good football the last 2 games. So in the Cardinal game, 2 quarters of good football, and then this game, the last 2 quarters, I think we played pretty good football.
And Chargers too. I mean, we shut them out. Defense shut them out.
Defense shut them out
in the second half.
They played 2 good quarters defensively.
Yeah.
Offensively, probably like 1 good quarter. But I mean, we're right in this thing. We're right in the mix. Don't count us out.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, we are showing flashes. We are showing spurts of being really good, a football team. And if they just put it together just a little bit, we're going to have a shot at these games.
Yeah.
And right here, we're 0-3, but 2 games from now, everyone could be thinking way different.
Yeah. We're putting halves together. We're putting drives together, but we're not putting a whole game together. We're not clicking. And I think once we click, it can be good. It can be scary. And, we
don't know this team's identity yet.
Yeah.
Is this the team's identity? We don't know. Mm-hmm. But we're really going to get an idea at home against the Broncos, an AFC West opponent, when it really, all the chips are on the table.
Yeah.
And then you got the Chiefs, again, AFC West opponent. So we're really going to find out the identity of this football team.
And you need this one against the Broncos because you would be 0-2 in divisional play on the road.
Yeah.
One at home, one on the road. I know Chargers still have to come here, but then you'd have to go to Denver. And that's a must win, later on in the season for it. So, you need this one at home, and you don't want to get into a 0-3 start early on in this season. By 5 games, you're already 0-3 in your division and possibly winless. That's scary, So you need at least this Bronco one to show that you're here, you're for real. There's still some life. And, I hate saying this because, I said this week 2. I said this week 3. Now we're here in week 4. I just hope that this is the week where it all clicks, and to where we can go play a 4-quarter game and really be good, And I think it's not like we're barely winning halves or whatever. We're kind of dominating in these halves. Defense dominated against the Tennessee in the second half. Defense dominated and offense dominated first half of the Cardinal one. And our defense kind of dominated that Charger one in the second half. It's just we're putting ourselves in these holes that we can't get out of, and we put ourselves in a really big hole in the Cardinals when we just forgot how to play, in the second half. And the first half of the Charger one, we weren't scoring. We were letting Herbert do whatever he was doing, and in this Tennessee one, you think, okay, this is going to be all cool. This is one of our lesser opponents that we face out of these last games and whatever. And no, Tannehill looked like a Hall of Fame quarterback at the first half, and Derrick Henry looked like old Derrick Henry. And you sit there, you're pissed off, you're down 24-10, and you're like, what the hell's going on? But we need this to click. We need this to click fast. We need all 53 of these guys to be bought in, and we need a good. What is it? 14 more games. We need a good 14 games. We need some wins on this column. We're close. We're almost there, but that doesn't mean shit in the NFL. We're 0-3 right now.
Yeah, the Raiders 0-3 to start, but we kind of wanted to come on here. There's a lot of people doubting the Raiders. A lot of people saying we're done. It's over. We're out. Fire McDaniels. Get Carr out of here. You name it. Everybody get out of here. But last year, after the Chiefs game, everyone quit on the Raiders also.
Twitter blew up last year. After that, Chiefs,
even worse than this.
Everyone
quit on the Raiders. Everyone said
Carr was done. He was going to be He was going to be a backup somewhere, maybe even a third stringer somewhere, and this and that. Bisaccia wasn't a good football mind. Like
Mayock
it was just
getting fired,
and just he
got fired. Anyways,
but just everything. We're 6-7. We're not going to win a game no more. This is over. We come out. We kind of made a video about it. Hey, we're still okay. Look at our opponents. Look at what we're doing. We have not an easy road, but like a little elimination road with if we win, they get knocked out. If we win, they get knocked out. And it was like that.
Yes.
And it was like that for 4 games. We beat the Browns, they got knocked out. We beat the Colts, they got knocked out. We beat the Broncos, they got knocked out. Then it set up the big Sunday night with the Chargers. That kind of reason, because our core was from last year, is still here this year. They're not going to give up. They're not going to quit. They know what happened last year in our, miracle season or whatever. This shit can be turned around. And it is going to be, and I hope it's going to be turned around. Like I just said, we need to click.
Yeah, but what happened last year, everyone gave up on us. Yeah. Everyone quit on us. Like you said, you went on your little spill right there. But at the end of the day, we came back. We made the playoffs. Mm-hmm. We had a chance to beat the Bengals, who made it to the Super Bowl. And this team has better pieces.
Yeah.
This team, I believe this team has better coach. At the end of the day, this team has better coaching than that team.
Better experience overall.
Better experience overall. So don't quit on this team. Even though we're 0-3, we're lucky that we're right in the mix. We're right in the mix in this thing.
Yeah. I think if we... Because the only division game outside of ours was the Chiefs-Chargers. Yeah. And I think if you asked everybody, a lot of people would have said everyone's going to go 3-0, except probably for the Raiders and except for that Chargers-Chiefs game or whatever.
Yeah. People say things aren't going our way.
Yeah.
That's not totally true.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's not going our way. We're 0-3.
Yeah.
But if things weren't totally going our way, Broncos are 3-0. Chiefs are 3-0.
Chargers are 2-1.
And the Chargers are 2-1.
Yeah, because they play. Yeah.
And not like that's a big difference, but that's a pretty decent gap right there that you have to fill later in the year.
And let's look at this. You go down the division. Chiefs look unstoppable for 2 weeks. Yeah, I know people are going to have off games or whatever. They lost to the Colts today. Matt Ryan doesn't look good. That whole team kind of didn't look good.
No.
They tied against the Texans, and Texans are supposed to be bottom of the league this year.
Yep.
And they come in, they stun the Chiefs. You look at Chargers. Herbert's kind of hurt. We don't know about his injury. It looked a little shaky today, and got their butts beat by Jacksonville. And
beat.
Yeah.
And we haven't got beat that bad.
No.
We have not got beat that bad,
and then
which is a positive thing. I think Charger fans are coming out of this week more worried than Raider fans.
Maybe.
Even. Well, the diehard fans of the Raiders, diehard fans of the Chargers are worried right now.
Mm-hmm.
Diehard fans of the Raiders, it depends. You can be on both sides. I understand both sides as a Raider fan. Like, this team sucks, we're done.
Yeah.
But I also understand the side we're coming from, where we're right in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
We put pretty good quarters together. See if we could put a full game together, give this team a chance.
Yeah.
But
you just look at everything. It was a stunner of what Chiefs did today. Broncos, they're 2-1. They won by 1 point. They put 11 points on the board.
Yeah.
And struggled to put up points against Texans, like we said, kind of bottom of the league, and then lose against Seattle. So they're kind of iffy. You know, they're 2-1. They're finding ways to win. Props to them. But you know, they're if you look at how they play, you know, I think the main important thing is I know they got 2 wins, but they're a little iffy.
Yeah, but just watching all these games, the gap in between
it's not that much.
And even the Dolphins, who are the best team in the AFC right now, it's not that big of a gap.
No.
And if the Raiders just put 3 quarters together, we're 3-0. They just put 3 quarters together, we're right in the mix.
And you know what makes it more frustrating is, you know, and we're still good. And we're 0-3, we're still good. But what makes it frustrating is we could be sitting here on this show talking about how we are in first place and how everything is all good. You know,
but we're the Raiders.
Yeah,
this thing ain't gonna go. Yeah, this ain't gonna be smooth.
No,
it ain't gonna be smooth. But we're gonna hopefully find a way to do it.
And you know, we didn't do it. And there's no excuses. There's no anything. But we are 2, maybe 3 plays away from sitting here and talking about how we're in first place,
and we haven't played good football yet.
Yeah, and that Monday night showdown is going to be the best, you know, one of the best ever. You know, Carr, Mahomes for first place going into the bye. You're going to feel good. Now, I mean, we're sitting here talking about how we're in desperate need of a win, but
it's an uphill climb. But I'll tell you what, it cannot get worse from where we're at right now.
Yeah,
we're sitting at 0-3, but it could be worse on the standings. With other teams, could be, you know, we could have 2 teams in our division that are 3-0, and now we're really kind of screwed. But that's not the case. A couple teams are 2-1. 2 teams are 2-1. Chargers are 1-2. We're 0-3. We're right in the mix. A couple games away. So don't give up on this team. We're right here. I would say, I mean, this one's gonna hurt. This one's gonna hurt all week. But I say we're really gonna need to judge them by that Bronco game. Is when we really judge this team.
Yeah.
If this team does the same thing it's done the last 3 weeks, this is who we are. This is our identity. We don't know how to win games. We can't put full 4 quarters together.
Yeah.
People can start saying that, and I'll be like, okay, I agree. I understand.
Because our thing would be
You gave them 4 chances, and it didn't work out.
Because our thing will be, hey, when they're clicking, when they're good, you just gotta survive it, you know, for 2 quarters, and then when they're not, then that's when we can put up all the points on the board. They'll put themselves in a hole, and we can run away with this game. That's been the last 3 weeks. But just like you said, there's a lot of still flaws in this division, and we're the last ones to talk. We're 0-3, but in this division, there's still a lot of flaws. You know, Broncos are finding ways to win, but still, it kind of looks a little shaky. Chiefs lost to a really struggling Colts team, and you know, Chargers. You know, I read something that Herbert might not be 100% for another month. You know, so a lot of things can happen. You know, and we got to start clicking. We got to win, and it starts this week.
Yeah. This week, Raiders-Broncos, a huge matchup for the Las Vegas Raiders. Huge matchup for the Broncos as well. We'll see you guys for our Raiders roster power rankings in a couple days. And then we'll see you for our Raiders game preview. Probably the biggest game preview of the year up to date. Raiders-Broncos. We'll see you guys next time, and go Raiders.
Go Raiders.